friends, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are having a great day. My name is Taylor, and today I wanted to go over the 20 books that I plan on reading in 2020 that are my backlist titles that I really want to try to get to. For those of you that don't know, if you guys haven't seen maybe my Christmas decorating or room cleaning videos, I have two bookshelves in my room full of books, and this one behind me that you guys see in all my videos is actually all of the books that I own that I have not read. And then I have an entire shelf over on the other side of my room that is books I have read. So clearly this is a full bookshelf, like some of them double stacked, of books that I haven't read. I have a lot of backlist books. For those of you guys that maybe aren't familiar, a backlist book is just a book that hasn't been published within the year that it's currently is. So 2020 would not be a backlist book, it's a current title. Anything published 2019 or before is a backlist title. That all being said, like I mentioned, I have 20 books that I would really like to get to this year, some even encompassing a series, but the first one that I'll show you guys is the one I'm particularly must read because I need to clear out all of these books. I just have a goal for 2020 of kind of minimizing the amount of books I have on my shelf, and especially ones that I've had on my shelves for at least a couple of years. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and jump into the very large stack of books I have right next to me. So the first book I want to talk about real quick, as you guys probably have seen this in a couple of my other videos, is the Thoroughbred series. I did plan on reading the entire series of what I had this year in 2019. Unfortunately, I didn't get to it. I am planning on finishing all of the series that I have up until book 10, and then reading 11 through 23 in this next year. This is a series that expands. I think there's up to 70 or 80 books in the series, but up through number 23, I believe, is part of the original set of the series, which is what I have currently in my possession. So I did want to read up to number 23, starting with number 11 in 2020, and just finish out the series. It's so good. It's very quick, easy read, middle grade books, and I just really enjoy them. They're just quick, fluffy reads. Next, a book I want to read this year in 2020 is Wild Cards by Simone Eccles. This is a book that's been on my TBR shelves for over a year, I think, almost a year. I really enjoy Simone Eccles' writing. The Perfect Chemistry are some of my absolutely favorite contemporary books ever. However, I did read a book that she came out with, I think it was this year, and I can't remember what the name of it is, but I hated it. It was awful. So with that being said, I want to finish reading a couple of her books that I haven't read so far. Wild Cards, which I believe came out in, oh gosh, when did this come out? 2013. So yeah, I did start this I think earlier this year, and I got about 10 or 15 pages into it and just didn't end up finishing it. So, and this one, if you guys ever see the pink stickies on my bookshelf, are ones I've had for I think almost 2 years. It needs to get off my shelf. Next, we have two of nonfiction books that I want to read, self-help for next year, and those are Uninvited by Lisa Turkisett and The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. Both of these are books that come so highly recommended. I did read a book earlier this year. It's called It's Not Supposed to Be This Way, Like This, something like that, by Lisa Turkisett, that I read in a really hard time earlier this year that I was going through, and just it really spoke to my soul. So I want to read her other book that I've tried to read multiple times and just haven't been able to get through. So this is on the list, as well as The 5 Love Languages, which I've heard super good things about. It's such a short read. I think I'll be able to get to both of these within the 2020 year. Next, I have another middle grade slash, what would you call this? Like just a book from my childhood. I'm definitely trying to read some nostalgic books, hence like the Thoroughbred series, and this one, which is I can never pronounce this, Stravaganza? Stravaganza? City of Masks series by Mary Hoffman. I read this book, I think in either middle school or high school, and I loved it. And there's also 2 books that have come out since I read the series that I really want to continue and just binge the whole series of. So I want to read this one in particular, as well as those other books in the series. This is a book about a time traveling, it's hard to explain. It's like a time traveling guy that goes to a fantastical-esque world, kind of similar to Italy. It's kind of hard to explain, but I really enjoyed it as a kid and I want to reread the whole series again. Next is a series that hopefully you guys will see videos for here on my channel, but that is the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. I think I've explained this in a previous video, but I tried to read the Harry Potter series, I think back in 2011 or 2012, like over the summer, and I think I got through a couple of the books, but for some reason I don't remember finishing the series. So that being said, I recently for Christmas got all of the current illustrated editions, and I really want to reread the series and videotape it for you guys and show you guys here on my channel me reacting to Harry Potter for the first time, because like I said, I don't remember anything about this series. I've obviously seen the movies, so I know a general plot, but I know there's obviously so much more in the books that's not in the movies. So throughout this year, hopefully you guys will see a set of videos coming through from me of reacting to Harry Potter for the first time, and I think that'll be pretty great. So let me know if you guys are interested in that down below. Next is a Backless book that I meant to read this year, didn't get a chance to get around to it, along with I think the next 2 books. Yeah, so I'll show both of these. These are 2 that I meant to get to in 2019 and just didn't get a chance to. So 2020, my priorities are The Girls with Sharp Sticks and Shatter City. This one is by Suzanne Young, this one by Scott Westerfeld. Both of these are authors that I adore. Suzanne Young wrote the Program series and Scott Westerfeld wrote the Ugly series. This is of course which is a continuation of that series, and this is a brand new series by Suzanne Young. I'm just really excited to read both of these, and I don't know why I haven't yet this year. So 2020, we're making it happen. Okay, next is another actually Scott Westerfeld book that I have tried to read multiple times, and let's just be honest, it's a hunker of a book. So this is Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld. Like I mentioned, I've tried to read this book I think 3 or 4 times and gotten somewhat into it and then just put it down and just haven't picked it back up. This is essentially about, from what I've gathered, a girl who's writing a story, and then there's another girl who's like living the story essentially, and you're following both of their perspectives. I'm really intrigued by this. I really love the concept of it, hence why it's still on my shelf with the pink sticky. But I just need to finish this. I always enjoy Scott Westerfeld's writing. It's kind of weird stuff that he does write, but I've always enjoyed it. Uglies was one of my favorite series when I was younger, so we're gonna make this happen. Next, another author that I've really enjoyed and actually got part of the way through this book this year over the Halloween season and just didn't get a chance to finish it, but I want to read more of Mary Roach's books. I'm currently reading Bonk by her, which is the study of sex, which is really interesting, but this is the study of afterlife. Again, I got about 50 pages into it and just ended up putting it down, or 100 pages in, and I just want to finish it. I want to finish all of her books because I really enjoy them and think that they're great. Again, another 2019 book that I should have gotten to but didn't is Watch Over Me by Milla Gray. I, again, love all of Milla Gray's books that she writes. They're beautiful, hot, military-esque contemporaries, and I just think they're great. The covers I could do without, with the, you know, smoochy smooch. But yeah, I really enjoy her books and really can't wait to read this one. 3 more books that I think came out in either 2018 or 2017 that I'm really trying to get through is The Sea Witch by Sarah Henning. Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young, and The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan. All three of these books I've heard fantastic things about, really want to get to them, and again, I've just had them on my shelves for at least a couple years and just want to get them off and read and enjoy all of the good things that are inside. We're coming down to the end, I promise I'll make these quick. The next one I want to read is again one that's been on my shelf for quite a while and I've heard really good things about and just feel like this is going to be a series I'm really going to enjoy, and that is Before She Ignites by Jodi Meadows. I've read I think a couple other Jodi Meadows books and really enjoyed them, and this to me just speaks to my soul. It's a dragon not retelling, but like a dragon story, which always intrigues me, and it just seems like something I'm really gonna like. Next book is again a backlist one that I've had for quite some time, and that is The Last Time We Say Goodbye by Cynthia Hand. I have heard nothing but really good things about this. This is about a girl who loses her brother, I think by suicide, yeah. And so I think it's just her trying to connect with her brother and process her grief, and this seems like it's going to be a really hard book to read, but something I'm really looking forward to. Two historical fiction books that I'm really excited to get to this next year are The Fountain of Silence by Ruta Sepetys, which came out in 2019, and The Boy on Top of the Mountain by John Boyne, who wrote The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. Both of these I think are going to be really interesting reads, both books that I'm really, really interested in, and of course ones that I've had on my shelf for a while, and one that I did mean to read in 2019 that I just didn't get around to reading. And the last two books on my 20 books to read in 2020 are the following. First is the Valiant series by Leslie Livingston. Again, this is a story that I've heard so many good things about and just feel like I'm gonna really, really enjoy. This is a gladiator female retelling, or just like gladiator female story, which just seems so cool and like awesome. So I think I'm really gonna enjoy it. And the last one that I want to read, coupled with the third one that just came out, is Thunderhead and the Toll by Neal Shusterman. I loved the, oh my gosh, the Scythe. Wait, what's the first one called? Oh my gosh. The Scythe? I think it's a Scythe. I don't know. Scream at me in the comments down below. But this is the second book in the Arc of the Scythe series, as well as the third one that just came out a couple months ago. Both books that I meant to read in 2019 that I will be reading in 2020 and sharing my thoughts with you guys. So, I'm excited. Alright you guys, that is it for the 20 books I plan on reading in 2020. I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know down in the comments below what books you're planning on reading in the new year. And as always, subscribe to see more of my face, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!